Hi, Rita. How are you?
Hi, Jocelyn. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. It's been a long time since I've seen you, so I am really excited to see you and to have this conversation.
Thank you. It's so fun to catch up sometimes.
Yeah, yes, it definitely is. Well, this is our 20th anniversary of the Charlotte area coaching chapter of an International Coach Federation. And I remember the last time we had a group of past presidents together, it was in 2015 when we had a panel at one of our chapter meetings.
I remember that well. That was the year that I was the president of the chapter, and it was so much fun getting everyone together that year and hearing from the experience of the group. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it really was. And a lot of the chapter members, we had new chapter members and those who have been there for a while because relationships do develop. But there was such a benefit to having all the coaches there and with the past presidents there, in particular for, new members of the coach chapter and also for those who were in coach training at the time.
Yeah, I agree. I remember some of the folks just found that knowledge so beneficial, that experience.
Mhm.
And it's always fun because coaches have taken these careers in so many different directions. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fun seeing what people are doing.
Yeah, it definitely is, which brings us to how excited I am about being able to have this conversation with you because we're doing the same thing. We want our folks in the chapter to be able to hear from the past presidents. And if there's some nuggets, advice, or things that, they hear that they can take with them, we wanted them to hear from as many of our past presidents as possible. So, got a few questions that I want to go over with you, want to ask you, get your perspective.
That's
And
great.
then we will share this with the chapter.
Okay.
So the first question that I want to ask you is, when coaching started as a profession, it wasn't really well known and it wasn't recognized. Were there any barriers that you experienced when you started out as a coach?
Most of the barriers that I experienced initially were self-imposed, aren't they all? I was a coach manager at the time in a large corporation,
Mhm.
and I was using my coaching skills with my team. I also was using it in interactions with others as carefully as I could without calling it coaching.
Mhm.
I really wanted to start my own practice, but I recognized that I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to get clients. I had always been in the corporate world. I also was fairly certain that I wouldn't be able to earn the same level of income. It would take a while to build that business, and I wasn't willing to live a different lifestyle. So for me, it was accepting where I was in my coaching journey and trying to figure out how to move forward. So it truly was self-imposed barriers.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for being so transparent with that. And what it reminds me of during that coach panel was getting some really great advice from the past presidents about how to prepare to go off and do this work, outside of a corporate environment. And
Mhm.
so, with that, then, what has been the greatest impact that the coaching profession has had on you?
It gave me self-confidence.
Mm.
Um, when I started coaching in the corporate world, one of the things I recognized is that so many managers needed to have coaching skills. And so I started looking at how I was using coaching,
Mhm.
and it enabled me to say it doesn't have to be a traditional coaching practice to be
Mhm.
coaching.
Mhm.
So it gave me this confidence to look at my career and say, today I'm coaching in a corporate world.
Mhm.
The next day, in that same corporate world, I was able to teach other managers
Mhm.
how to implement some coaching practices.
Mhm.
So I was able to do that. I then said, all right, well, can I actually have some clients as well? And found that I could start getting some clients on the outside while I was still at the bank.
Mhm.
And then it gave me the confidence to say, maybe I should hire a coach of my own so that I know where I'm going with this. So it truly, the biggest impact was starting to look at things differently, starting to say, how do I drive a career in coaching, or at least using coaching practices so that I can be more fulfilled with what I'm doing.
That's awesome. Sounds like it was has been a really good journey for you. And so as you think about how you're living life today, how has coaching helped you in your own development and in living life as you are doing now?
You know, one of the challenges initially, when you've managed people a long time, and you know this, your journey started out similarly in some ways. When you manage people a long time, you're really used to having the answers. It's enabled me to be open to the questions. So now in my own life, as I'm proceeding with whether it's coaching people or personal development, I'm open to the questions. I'm finding that the things that are best in my life actually have to come with a little bit of hard work and a little bit of introspection. And you and I briefly talked about, I'm going down the mindfulness path now, and allowing that time for quiet and concentration and focus, and breathing, and just being open to that way of life as a standard for coming to answers is such a big change for me and such a wonderful way to live life.
That was great. And it is so inspiring, just hearing about the journey and the work that you're doing now. And I am sure that, many who will see this interview, there's a lot that they will pick up from it, and especially when it comes to our own growth and our development. So I just want to say thank you. It's so good to be with you, so good to see you and to hear about what you have been doing. And, I just want to say thank you so much for the work that you did with the chapter in helping us be where we are. Again, hard to believe that this is our 20th year.
I know. It's so exciting though. It's unfortunate that COVID is limiting the amount of celebrations, but I think this is a great way to celebrate and join with others in the success of the chapter. So, and thank you for all you do. You've done a lot. So
Thank you. Well, and thank you for everything that you have been to the chapter. And I look forward to seeing you in person at some point in the future.
Sounds great, Jocelyn. Take care now.
You too, Rita. Bye-bye.